Okay, can everybody hear me okay? We have overflow way back there. This is awesome, you guys. Wonderful group. Give yourselves a hand. Wow. Yay. Welcome to the Hastings Arts Center. Thank you to you that are here, and to those of you that are online. I see you, Margaret Goderstad. My name is Kathy O'Keefe, and I'm the president of HPAC, which is the Hastings Prescott Art Council, and all of our art organizations work really well together. We play together very well. So I'm here today as the MC so that Sarah can do her thing on the piano. This concert is being supported by the Friends of Hastings Arts Center, which allows these events to be free, and we all love free. So I'm so glad you guys are taking advantage of that. But before we get the show started, there's a couple of announcements, and there's kind of a lot of them. There's so much going on here. First of all, last week they had their very first blood drive here at the center, and they had a goal of getting 24 units donated to the American Red Cross. Well, they exceeded their goal and had 36 units donated. They were really thrilled about that. I know it. And they had 7 new people who had never given blood before show up to give blood. So I'm hoping that we see a repeat of that event happening here. This Friday night, Black Dirt Theater Improv is going to be performing at 7 o'clock and at 9 o'clock, and the tickets are $10 at the door. And if you've never been to one of their improvs, it's a lot of fun, a lot of audience participation. So if you can come and enjoy that. And the very next day, then on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, the High 48s will be here. And this is a jazz band, a bluegrass band that is going to be its first time on this stage. They are well known across the country, so we are lucky to have them here. Tickets are online. If you have trouble getting tickets, Sarah will be here after to help you order your ticket. And then Black Dart Theater will be having their dinner theater production of I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. And that will be here on Friday, on February 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, and 11th. And it's dinner theater, so the food is being catered by the Public House, the old golf course is how I always have to think about it. And then the very next Sunday, there will be a matinee concert on February 12th at 3 o'clock featuring Kumar. It's a group that does Irish melodies and African drumming, so kind of a whole range of great music. So don't miss this unique concert. The tickets are available now for purchase as well. Our next free coffee concert will be on Tuesday, February 28th, featuring a classical violin guitar. Pam, he's right here. There you go.
Yeah, but my wife's over there.
I can't find your wife, I'm sorry. Okay, so Kumar will be here on February 12th. Oh, I did that one already. Let's move on. The next free coffee concert is classical violin and guitar duet. The guitarist is Jeremy Hineker, and he has been here before as a soloist, so maybe you've seen him before. And he's bringing a violin soloist, Jesus Andres. Oh gosh, it's 3 names. And Sarah put the pronunciation so I'll get it right. Let's see if I can do it. Jesus Andres Gomez. Nope, Guzman. Let me redo that, because he's probably listening going, oh, lady. So they've been frequent performers here, and they're both teachers at the Anthem Academy of Music in Bloomington. We're getting there, page 2. If you're enjoying this Hastings Arts Center and you like what you've experienced so far, and I see a lot of familiar faces, so I know that you're frequent viewers, here's how you can support the Hastings Arts Center. A lot of different ways. Continue to come to the events. We've been really fortunate to survive the global pandemic, but since it is now safer for people to get out into the world, it's not always easy for them to predict how many people will be coming to each event. So if you say interested, be sure you sign up, or be sure you get here so they can continue to serve you. You can also donate to the Friends of Hastings Arts Center, and you can do that today by giving donations in cash or on their website. And then most importantly, tell a friend, bring a friend with you when you come. For up-to-date information on the entire season, you can check out the Hastings Arts Center website at hastingsartscenter.org. Lastly, thank you to Travis Lockwood, who continues to be the behind-the-scenes guy that gets everything set up and all the technology. And then he gets it all set up, and then he goes off and is a doctor. So how about that? The performance tonight is being recorded, so please, everyone, turn off your cell phones and anything that might make noise during the performance. I don't know what that could be, but she always puts it in here. So, and do not take any videos, as it is being recorded. And now, on to what you're all here for. Today's performers, Sarah Lockwood is the artistic director and the owner of Hastings Arts Center, but today she is the collaborative pianist for Jonah Walt. Jonah is a college sophomore. Gosh, he's just This is Jonah. I was just going to say you're such a young thing, but now I can't because you're standing here. Jonah is a sophomore at University of Wisconsin in Eau Claire studying classical and jazz saxophone, and also maintains a freelancing career in various groups. As a duo, Sarah and Jonah, they've been playing together for about 4 years. This first piece on the program is unaccompanied, so please welcome Jonah Walt.
Well, there's a lot of music here.
All right, thank you all for coming out. It's nice to see a lot of familiar faces and some new faces. For this next piece, and for a couple after, I would like to welcome to the stage Sarah Lockwood, my wonderful accompanist. All right, so that last piece, there's my paper. Yes, Kathy Warren. I owe her a lot of credit. She's my middle school band director. All right, so that last piece was Caprice in Forma de Valse. It's written by Paul Bono, and it was a technical piece that was supposed to display the capabilities of the saxophone in the early 1950s. This next piece now, we're going to change the mood quite drastically. It's also a piece written in the 1950s, but the special thing about it is it's written by Fernande de Kruck, who is a notable woman composer of the time, in a time where women composers were not really being able to get that light that they needed, and they weren't as common. I think this is probably one of my favorite pieces of classical music to play, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. Thank you. See what I mean now? That's my favorite classical piece. All right, this next piece, well, let me take my tape out. This next piece is another sonata. We're just playing the third movement of it. It's by a notable composer for the saxophone, Paul Creston. So Paul Creston, a little bit about him. He was from Italy, and I believe his name was Giuseppe. But then he moved to America, and he changed his name to an American name to kind of fit in a little more, as a lot of other immigrants did. In writing this piece, you can see in the score, he translates every single piece of... Okay. He translated every piece of musical vernacular, like crescendo, decrescendo, and all that, into English. So you won't be seeing that. You'll be seeing increasing, or get louder, or just different stuff like that in the score. So just a little bit of interesting note about that. This piece is a very important piece to classical repertoire. It is like the #1 piece that any classical saxophonist will play. This was the first piece that was handed to me by my lesson teacher, Dr. Ben Cole. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it.
And we will be taking a 4 to 5 minute pause. So those of you online, don't leave.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, that last piece was a tango written by Astor Piazzolla. He's the tango guy, you know. So that piece was not originally written for saxophone. There's a version for flute and clarinet, and over like the 10 years around where it was written, it kind of evolved. So it started off as an unaccompanied piece, and then there was an accompaniment added. And I've actually played this with Sarah before, but we chose to kind of add some variety in here. So I did it unaccompanied. But yeah, and then there's another version where there's a full orchestra with it. So lots of variety with that piece. This next piece that we're going to play is the second movement out of a really great sonata written by Takashi Yotsumatsu. It's called the Fuzzy Bird Sonata. So a little bit about this piece is that there's a lot of aspects taken from bird songs, folk music, and jazz music. Like, just throw it all in one, you know? So you're gonna hear lots of new techniques that you probably haven't heard a saxophone play. One is glissandi, so kind of like that. And you'll hear other stuff in there. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is one of my favorite pieces behind the DeCruck. right, now we're on to the last piece of the program. This piece, Fantasie sur un thème original, written by Jules de Mersman, is an early showpiece of the saxophone, similar to the first piece that I played, but this one's a little earlier, written in the 1800s instead. So this piece would be used, people would be playing this on the streets, literally. Like, this is the street musician song, you know. It doesn't sound like that when you play it, but that was the way that they advertised it, and that's what we're saying. Yes, but it's a very wonderful piece that displays the saxophone in a way that I just love. Before we play this last piece, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out. It's great to see some friends and family and some people that I've never met before, so thank you. And then also thank you to everybody on the live stream. It really means a lot. And lastly, I'd like to thank Sarah and Travis Lockwood and Kathy Warren for turning pages. And thank you so much for giving me this wonderful venue to play at. Thank you.
Yeah, just a soft one. Yeah. Yeah.